Good morning, fellow structural engineers. The life cycle of project development overall. So we are really hope to share with you some of our thought process and the insights today. Hope you enjoy. Actually, myself and Khun Serbpong are structural engineers. We spent a long time designing project structures. I'm a professional engineer in the state of Virginia before, but it was now. Khun Serbpong also graduated from AIT and has been doing a lot of structural design and analysis and design. So we are actually one of you. So public speaking can be scary. Exactly. So because but we got ought to do it, and hopefully that I'll get through this. Okay, Sindhorn Village project is a mixed-use project comprising of 5 condominiums, 3 hotels, and retail space located on Langsuan Road, surrounded by 3 big parks, which is the Lumpini Park, the Royal Bangkok Sport Club to the left-hand side, and also the American Embassy Park. So basically, our location is in the middle of the greeneries. The project cost is about 30 million Thai baht. 30 billion Thai baht, or 900 million US dollars. So it's one of the big projects going on. It was in Thailand. So I'd like to tell you some facts about the mixed-use project. Why mixed-use project? You may think like it's diversifying the products for ourselves, but actually we think about we want to promote various activities in the area, trying to create a community and make the area more alive. So consider hotels and retails. They are like high activities projects that actually create a lot of traffic days and night. And whereas condominium and office is pretty much like, only a few times, like during lunch or, there won't be so much traffic. When you combine everything together, you would have a community where there's a lot of actions and activities going on. So that's one of the considerations. And also, cash flow wise, you may not know that the reason that we have condominiums and hotels and retails because hotel and retails, which is number 6 to number 9, Kimpton Hotel, Siam Kempinski Hotel, and Midtown Hotel, and Villa, they would provide steady income for the developer, but it takes a long time to break even or to make real profit. Whereas the condominium on the top, 1 to 5, is actually can generate a return for you in a shorter period of time. So you can use the profit for the condo to finance, your hotel building and everything. So this is just some insight, so you know that the developer, when you think about building a big project, what do we think about? So basically finance and how to create a community. So this slide, this is the master plan of Sindhorn Village. I can go through each building just quickly. Number 1 is Sindhorn Residence. It's the first condo we built and we sold out already. Number 2 is Ban Sindhorn, which is a low-rise condominium that we try to create a different product for customers. Number three is another condominium, which is the largest condominium we have. This is a Siam Kempinski condominium. Number 4 is Sindhorn Thonsom. The reason we call it Sindhorn Thonsom is located next to the Thonsom Road. And number 5 is Sindhorn Lumpini, which is next to Lumpini Park. So we move on to number 6, 7. Number 6 is Kimpton Malai Hotel. Number 7 is Siam Kempinski Hotel. And number 8 to the left-hand side, those are actually close to Plernjit Road, next to Matadi School, if you know it. It's another hotel, which is, we call it Sindhorn Midtown Hotel. And number 9 is the community mall that we put it in the front of the road so that we want to create the activities along the road. And yet along the road used to be restaurant and bar where people come and hang out together. So we recreate that because we build a project. We don't want this project to be super quiet. So putting the retail in front of the road, in the front is like our facade, our reception area where people would come and have good time dining together and so on. Looking overall at the master plan, you see the Lumpini Park to the right, and the way the buildings are laid out so that won't block each other's view. That's the most important. And we also create the greenery inside the project itself. We actually have 3 pockets of big green. This is like you can see one in the middle there and one on the right hand side and the left hand side. They're all linked together. This is like the master planning that we actually done. So this actual bird-eye view from the completed project. You can see the green over here. And you see the green behind the building and the green behind the tall buildings over there. They are all linked together. And this is the villa where we have lots of interesting, good restaurant and bar all together. So our main concept for this development is the well-being, the worry-free. It sounds simple. We actually use well-being in Thai language, you sabai. And then we use it almost in all meetings because we always try to remind ourselves about what you are building this thing for. It's the well-being, worry-free. Why well-being? Because with a large proportion of condos and hotels, we consider this project actually a residential project. Either it's a hotel guest or the resident actually stay in our property. So well-being and worry-free is just the tagline that we will go through all the details later. So we are talking about living comfort, body, soul, and mind, sustainability, economical, social, and environmental. We actually struggle a lot, when we talk about this. For example, I just want to give you one example about economic and social. We built 3 hotels on this road. And normally the hotels would have ballrooms like this. Let's say we're going to have 9 ballrooms in one street that already, the traffic super jam already. If we do that, we have 9 ballrooms, we will create the traffic pollution to the area. And that's affect the social sustainability. So what do? We're actually juggling a lot, like what to do, so we basically cancel all the ballrooms in all the hotels. We have meeting rooms big enough for 100 people, but not this kind of ballroom. So we actually sacrifice in the return, the profit, but we actually impact the social heavily because right now under the operations, the traffic is not getting worse. It's just remain the same. So we don't, we care about the people living nearby around us and the people who use the street. So this project started 2012, FAR 5.8 to 1. I'm not so sure if you guys know about FAR. FAR is basically the floor area ratio. It's the total construction floor area divided by the land area. The 5.8 is the higher the number, the denser the buildings will be clamped together. By law, we are allowed to do it up to 10 to 1. What is 10 to 1 FAR? I just want to give you a better picture. It's like you're going to have high rises, 40, 50 story high, standing next to each other, about 12 meter gap between them. So that's 10 to 1. So this is another thing that we juggling between social, environmental, and stuff. It's quite hard for us to go to 5.8. It's actually paid off right now. Sindhorn village is the top of the town. I'm not so sure if you guys ever been in Vela or stay in any of this hotel, but if you have a chance, please visit there. So we have the open space. Let's small FAR have a big space, open space of 65. The green area more than building code requirement. All the parking underground, Why is that? Because we want to put greens on the ground floor. When you get in there, the only thing you see are beautiful building lobbies in green. So with that attempt, we also applied, we actually get the LEED certificate. I'll show you later that we actually care about reduce the energy consumption, the water saving and stuff. We estimate that with all this our attempt, we can reduce the greenhouse gas by 5,000 tons a year, as comparable to what Lumpini Park, 7.5 Lumpini Park can do in a year as well. So this is the intention of our environmental friendly. This is a part of it. There's many stories behind it. I cannot finish telling all the points that we have in just a few minutes. So we also consider the disaster like flooding, earthquake, and wind. And AIT is actually helping a lot with Dr. Kempin to actually design every single, we design every single building in here. So we're going to go through that later on. So with the well-being concept in mind, we can actually focus on the customer. We actually focus on the privacy, nature, health, and conveniences. I'll explain more in that so that we have an anchor point on this when we design and construct the buildings. These are the bird eye view again to see the pocket of green all around. This is a very loose layout. Okay. The next few slides, I like to give example of design consideration when we design condos that actually focus on the well-being. All parking underground, so we can put a lot of green on the ground floor. We built larger than requirement parking space for conveniences. Through the basement, we introduced the light well that actually help that underground is normally dark and green. You don't feel comfortable with that. So we actually penetrate, put the holes through all the basement so that let the natural light get through and better ventilation, for example. This is a design consideration. You can see this. So we provided 4 passenger lift and 2 service lift. One of the service lifts is bigger than normal because we consider about customer when they move in, they want to move mattresses and the bigger stuff, or they want to come and decorate their units. They really need a bigger service lift so that they can carry stuff on. This can actually even put a piano on it, so you can actually put a piano on your room using one of the service lift over there. We provided, let's say, 2-meter wide single-loaded corridor for privacy. It's actually helped a bit when you don't have any rooms opposite from your room. When you get there, you get into your room and opposite side, there's nothing. No room that there would be. You would hear things, and if you have the room opposite to you, for example. Most of the energy used in the household is from the AC. In the attempt to reduce the energy consumption, one of the most important factors is trying to prevent the heat coming into the unit. We provided triple glazed windows with air gap and silver-coated glass to prevent the heat coming into the unit, but allowing the light to go through. It's not dark glass. You can see the light through clearly, but when you touch it, you won't feel the heat that much. And the other benefit is that the triple glaze is actually prevent the noise very good. Some of the complaint from our customers that the room is so quiet because they cannot hear the ambient sound. They hear the AC sound so loud. So this is something that we learn over time, that something that you never expect from our design intention. The wall between the 2 units need to be double brick walls with the air gap in between to prevent the structural bond and the airborne sound. So when you knock if you have a solid wall, when you knock on the wall, the sound can get through the next room. With air gap in between, the knocking sound won't go through. The airborne sound definitely won't go through. In our home, when you turn on the AC and close on the window, the air inside the room only gets circulated and may get higher CO2 concentration. We provided fresh air intake so that the fresh air from the outside are introduced into the room even when you turn on the AC and close the window. Another pain point is that, all the kitchen exhausts normally get thrown out at the balcony and may affect the room next door. Imagine in Southeast Asia, the cooking smell very strong. So basically we moved the exhaust outlet to the back of the building to eliminate this pain point. All right, we just went through some of the great details and the design consideration. Majority of the developer mostly focus about the appearance, what you see. Emphasize about aesthetic of the project. The sense of arrival to the lobby, the beautiful landscape, and the luxurious interiors, for example. Well, I'd like to say that aesthetic is a must. From the architectural, landscape, interior, all are important. We consider this necessity. However, we consider much more in other details. This is the lobby. At the Siam Kempinski, you see the bare concrete arch, 5-story high. This actually is a transfer beam that carry all the upper level load through the arch that actually turned out to be quite impressive in architectural, for example. There we go, another one from the outside. And this is the Kimpton Malay Hotel, surrounded by the greenery. This is Lumpini, Sindhorn Lumpini condominium, overlook the Lumpini Park. This is Vela, the community mall that we talk about, where the people come and mingle and look at the architectural design, which is we try our best to do. Another view of dining in the garden at Vela. And also, most importantly, the interior. We care about the space planning of the room so much. We revised it so multiple times, and also the finishing and everything. So, this is again, is a part of the project development that, hopefully you can see like what is our thought process like. So, like I said before, we actually obtained the largest lead campus in Thailand and Asian, sorry. So we got all this one gold lead of Sindhorn residents, and the rest is silver. Why don't we get all golds? Because we learned something interesting, that we try to save so much water in Sindhorn resident. Water almost dripping from the faucet, and it won't work. So we reduced our requirement down. So silver is enough. I'm going to use 9 liter per minute of faucet so that people can feel like, when they shower, they can feel like, feel better. So this is on the learning process throughout the project development. Khun Serbpong will share with us another important consideration. Please welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Let my taste. Before I start, I would like to come back again for this one. Okay. I think after you hear about everything that Khun Apichai already presents, you may feel a little bit where is structural engineer. So it's all about the interior decoration. It's all about the sustainability. It's all about the green. It's all about the system engineer. We have to accept that we are the one behind. This is our role. I am also a structural engineer. This is our role in the development because it's not for charity. It's not a foundation. It is business. So when we do the business, so the success of the overall project is very important. And when we do the development, we need to consider for the customer point of view and what they say, what they see, what they feel. So that's why structural engineer will be the one behind to support all happening here. So I show this one because I think this is the not so common that the structural engineer can show themselves in the interior decoration. Our Sindhorn Kempinski Hotel just got the international award in London for the best interior design. So we win in Thailand and also in Asia Pacific and also to the final round in London. And we have structural engineer. Okay. And this is very challenging because you can see that it doesn't have the downlight for the top. We have only the uplight, so how can we blow up the space during the night time for the 5-star hotel? And also the air conditioning, you already see that we have a 30% energy saving. So how can we save the air conditioning cost for cooling the big space? So this is the engineering coming in. And the most important thing is the echo effect for the circular shape. That's why we have the pavilion at the middle to cut off the bounce of the sound. And we have the half floor as what we need for the convenience of the circulation of the guests or the luggage. And the rest is going to be the fabric, sound absorption, everything. So I will not go more into detail. So you can see the collaboration, and it's all happening because we have the structural engineer to support all the facility or the category to make it happen like this. Okay. So I will go to very quick in the other angle of our concept. As Khun Apichai said, that we focusing on the customer-centric, customer point of view. The thing that we worry so much about is their health, their well-being, and also their mind. The concept of worry-free is put it on the table last 10 years ago. So how can we execute that worry-free happen to the customer seamlessly? That's why the RAM concept is introduced. The RAM concept is the concept that used to design the metro system all around the world, or the railway system all around the world. But it's not introduced into the building development so commonly. And this is very useful because it will, it will answer that how can we make the development worry-free, starting from the reliability. So all the equipment that we select, it has to be very reliable. All the system have to be simple, reliable, easy to use, easy to maintenance, and make it reliable. The availability, the redundancy, everything that we done, we have to keep in mind for the IAS all the time. For example, for the availability, our project the power supply to our project is come from two sources, from the MEA authority. It's not common in Thailand. We discuss with the authority, we talk to them what we're going to build for Thailand in the future, and we convincing them that it is possible that you can supply the power grid to our project from two sources. So this is availability. The source is not the answer yet, because we need to go to the whole process. The feeder to our site from each single source, we provide 2 feeders also to prevent the line fault that may happen in one day. So if the power shut down, even 1 hour, everything is gone. The comfort, the health, the people that need very special care. I will say a little bit about the importance of the power supply. We have the residents in our condominium as senior people. that need the oxygen all the time. And also we have the young, very young people, young, very shy, and they need the special assistance about their heart. That's why, but when we develop this one, we don't know before who's gonna be stay with us. But by this concept, that people already book our condominium because the most value for them is their health. I will show you later on how can we provide redundancy from the source until the unit. Water supply also, for us, we provide the water supply from two sources. So when they have a big maintenance from the authority, it will be shutting down our system. And also inside we have the water tank that everyone have, every building have, but we can stay 3 days without the water supply. And also for the safety perspective, you will have the fire tank to support the firefighting system. But for us, we have so many buildings in our complex. So we have the redundancy between each building also. We have the automatic transfer if something happened to the building that got the incidents. And apart from that, we try to maximize everything that we have, all the resources that we have. So we transfer the water from the pool, our swimming pool. So it can be the redundancy of the redundancy, but we already have. So that's why this for wording is very important. Is keep in mind for all the designer, whatever you are, the interior decorator, you are the architect, or you are the structural engineer. The maintainability, I think this is the one that close to the customer so much, because when you live in the unit, what you need is everything performing well. Good air conditioning, good water system, and it needs maintained. So I will show you later on how can we do that. And the safety, the picture on the photo on the left-hand side is the atrium on the guest room of Sindhorn Kempinski Hotel. The challenging when we develop this kind of atrium configuration is how can we handle during the fire accident, because the smoke can go through. And everyone knows that when we got fire, so we need to contain it. So the engineering coming in. So we have the smoke curtain all around. We have the smoke extraction under the aluminum allied wood. So it takes care to make the aesthetic happen and to make the hotel very interesting, and we can make a business. And this is also not so simple for the structural engineer. And as Khun Apichai said, all the thing is sitting on the big arc, the holding the whole everything on top. Okay. So the building is coming in 10 years ago. In Thailand, it's not so popular at that time. It's just come to common in, I think, the last 5 years. It's coming in to take care couple of perspectives. The first one is for the maintainability. So we will know how can we plan, how can we design, planning, construct, and inspection through the whole process until the operation is a facility management. That to make sure that the customer can get the maintainability in our concept. And by the BIM benefit, if you make people understand each other, we are engineers all the time, we fighting with the architect. And because you never see their view and they never see our view, by this one, it will create a common understanding among the team. And they learn together and they co-create together and they lower down their ego for each other. So this is I think the key benefit when we using BIM in 10 years ago. And this is the example for the service charge of one unit. So we provide the spare for the future maintenance, the spare for easy to maintain, And this also creates availability and safety and also maintainability. And we use a cast iron pipe for the waste and soil, and galvanized for the ventilation. So this is what we do. And also we need to make sure that we can compete in the economic way. So this is not easy, but it can do. I will go very quick. This picture just taken after building operate for 3 years. You can see how clean this is, how we take care our equipment, because it's gonna be the one that create you the reliability, availability, maintainability, and also safety for the people to living in the building. You can see the 2 sets of transformer behind, 2 sets of distribution board, and another set of the live circuit board that not in this photo. This is the emergency generator room. That I will come back to that guy about the power things. For our project, we provide the emergency power to the unit also. That is no one in Bangkok or even not any condominium in Bangkok do that, because it's costly and need the maintenance. So when the power shut down, whatever happens, we will provide the emergency to the unit to take care 2 or 3 things. The first one, to take care of the power outlet. So if you need the oxygen or if you are a patient, so you have the power outlet to support your life. The second one is the power to the Wi-Fi system in the unit, because nowadays it needs. And the other one is to provide the power supply to the lighting, so you can take a shower or even at the middle of the night, so you can living in the unit in the not the fully comfort way, but in livable until the rectification coming in and everything is on the normal condition. And the other thing is emergency generator is fully backed up our elevator. This is very important. This is a one-time investment. It's not so much. It's not expensive because it's one time. So you have a bigger one, but it's not used all the time. But when it used, it's really worth it, because if you need a special assistant or special take care for the people to logistic there on the 4:30 to the hospital, if the power shut down, you cannot do that. And this is our mindset when we do our development. And it's really nice, 1-volt engine, and very durable. This is the small things. I show this one because even the small equipment, the CDU, we make the shading for them. We use the PU floor for easy to clean, dust free, and they can stay there, durable, and make it reliable and available also. So this is how the thought process coming in and comply into the one big project. The flooding protection and preparation, we study all the system for the public. Okay, I will not go into detail. And we have a big garden so they can absorb the water. We have the retention system in our complex. And we raise all the ground for 1.2 meter. So it means that we can, the resident living in our complex can still living in the situation of flooding. And all the mechanical room, electrical room is put in on the second floor. And the most important thing is the water treatment tank. So you cannot use the toilet when it's flood. So we raise the water treatment tank also, so you can flood from the high-rise building. So this is just a key idea, but in detail, we will take 3 hours to discuss about this thing. And also the seismic design. This is thank you, Professor Benjamin, to come for us. and the master student, PhD student, and also ESCOM. The team work together with our design team, structural engineer, very intensively. I think this is the only one and only project in Bangkok at the moment that do the intensive analysis for the seismic design in 4 approach. The first one is a basic static design for according to the code of practice. The second one is a linear dynamic, and also carry on into linear non-linear dynamic time history analysis. And by performance-based design, we checking everything by the pushover analysis. So this all done throughout the project, and carry on with the construction is going on. So it is very challenging for the analysis team and design team and the construction team, because we have schedule to open, we do the business. And how can we handle that? And performance-based design come to help this one, because we don't need to spread all around the money for the whole building. We can emphasizing on which one that we really need. That's why we need an expert and the team coming in. And the research background for Bangkok area from the research of Professor Penning and AAT team. We run the 7 liter from Kanchanaburi, 8 liter from Burma, and 9 liter from Andaman. And with the model that we create by the Thai research. So it's all Thai engineer help to create all these things. And we invest a lot also in this process, but for 2 purposes. The first one to make it, answer the well-being and worry-free. But the second one is to develop profession, to have the academic side step into the commercial side in the real world, and we can both benefit each other. And also the wind tunnel. Wind tunnel, we have another team coming in, is the Thammasat University. We use the facility there, and the professor there, and the research student there, help together with the team. Because our site is very unique. We, in the open space, we have a very big terrain from the Lumpini Park. So the wind load analysis to help me design the facade. And grazing is very important during the storm. And this is indirect benefit. That's why we got a very soundproof the facade, because we do quite well in structural design to sustain all the possibility of the pressure that's going to happen during the internal test. This is my last slide. Okay. I show this slide because everyone knows about the organization chart in the project. But I think this is going to show you the picture that how much the people involved in one building. This is the organization for one design team. But we have 9 buildings designed at the same time all the time, or in the single phase construction. Okay, we have the project team, project owner. This is myself and Khun Apichai, lead the team. And we also have the marketing, we have sales, we have the procurement, we have the project management, construction management, the cost control, and we have the designer. The first one is specialist. This is Professor Penning and AAT team coming in, wind and earthquake specialist. We have the F&B consultant for commercial side, we do the business. We have the green building consultant, and we have the hotel operator team, like Kempinski. The second block is the aesthetic point of view, is architect, interior designer, lighting designer, graphic and signage, landscaping, art and stylist. Nowadays, the normal is not enough. So we need a thing that have a character. So the art and styling profession need to coming in the development that we need the lifestyle, like the hotel. And the last one is the engineering side, traffic engineer, structural engineer, civil engineer. We separate between the structural engineer and civil engineer because we are quite big plot of land. So we need to focusing on how can we handle with the contour, the drainage system, or the road or thing. So we sacrifice one party, civil engineer, to do that, and let the structural engineer focus their work, and the MEP engineer, and also acoustic engineer, as I show you in the lobby of Kempinski. The second block is the short one, but actually it's the biggest one, because the main contractor, subcontractor, and the subcontractor. So the party is numerous people, so many party coming in, and we build at the same time. We not build facing by facing, so it means 9 buildings construct at the same time. This is just only one team, okay? And the supplier. So some of the part that the owner procure by ourselves, so we need to make them align with us also. The IT system, the AV system, and also the industrial kitchen. So it's need, so many perspectives to deliver the success story for mixed-use project and the operator. So it will not work well if they cannot work together quite well. The BIM coming in to help in one part, but the developer and the owner team have a big influence to communicate, align the goal, make a common understanding, and to be a conductor to facilitate all the parties to do their work within the time limit and the budget that we set. We never revise our master schedule since the opening, and we change the business model 4 or 5 times or during the process of construction, but we still can make it. So this is something that need a month to discuss and sharing, and we willing to share if someone interested. How can we do that? But for today, I think this is to get all of you to get the idea how can we go into the real world with the other profession and work together. And without them, we cannot make this project happen. So this is the key. Not all. I cannot put 1,000 company in here, but this is the most common company that get along into the process. Engineering, architect, consultant, academic science, contractor. So I will end our presentation to these slides, and on behalf of Siam Sindhorn and Sindhorn Unit, thank you everyone, thank you the AAT.
Thank you very much.